Hamilton County man is celebrating the holidays with a new perspective.
He broke the cycle of addiction after 10 long years of living either on the street or in a jail cell. Cassie Arsenault shows us how he's holding himself accountable and how that ultimately saved his life.
It's one of those rare full circle moments.
I literally was living out of a backpack. I came in, I took my backpack off and used it as a pillow, and I fell asleep right here.
This slab of pavement, once a shelter from the elements, now the entryway to Matthew Winkler's purpose.
I guess you could say that I just knew that I had a higher calling and a purpose in life than to just die as a nobody out here in these streets.
Matthew has created Good News Organization's ministries at Harvest Christian Fellowship. He hopes to put those struggling on a path that leads them off the streets and toward clarity. This newfound passion born out of the pain in his past.
With the hardcore drugs, I was an IV user. I shot heroin, methamphetamines for 10 plus years. They was my kids. You know, I gave them up and I couldn't even see that in the midst of my addiction. And I spent majority, of my life in prison due to drug abuse.
Winkler teetered between life and death for a decade, ODing over a dozen times. Matthew couldn't see the light toward a clean life, yet his family never wavered.
My son came to me and said, "Dad, there's something wrong with Uncle Matt." So he was in my living room, I had dragging him in my kitchen. And when I was working on him, I kept thinking to myself, I can't lose my brother.
But I always told Matthew, please don't let me get that phone call. Don't let me get that phone call.
Matthew's wife, mother, and brother all fought a battle with addiction. Matthew calls it his generational curse. Still, this family walked every painful step of the way with him, not knowing if he would make it out alive. But with one picture when he was in prison, everything changed.
It was like reality smacked me like a ton of bricks in the face. And I was like, oh my God, it's like I was checked out for the last 10 years.
And just like that, there were no more excuses, no relapses. Matthew refuses to use the term once an addict, always an addict, or accept philosophies that relapsing is a part of the process.
But that is one thing that I had promised my kids, my family, is that I'm never going back to that. Never. Hey, son, having services inside and when I was gone.
Looking at these steps on this day, Matthew thinks about success. And we all have varying ideas of how success is measured. But if you ask Matthew, he's made it.
I feel like I'm super successful. I look around, my family's with me, my family got my back. I'm a grandpa, I'm a dad, I'm just a upstanding citizen today. I love it.
In Hamilton, Cassie Arsenault, Local 12 News.